Y'all was good, was good. Now I want to get on here real quick and I just want to talk about 6 reasons why you need to keep a journal. Now, journaling not only has many benefits for the mind, it has many benefits for the soul as well as the body. What journaling can do for you is facilitate the need for change, okay? Many times as people, we know internally that there are changes that are happening to us, and journaling can allow us to be in the center or in the middle of said healing and transformation, and allows us to take all of the experiences and lessons from every single waking second of our lives. With that being said, reason number 1 as to why you should keep a journal is because journaling helps with soul searching. From the time that we're born all the way into the time that we die, we are only going to ever experience this life, this biological vessel, one time, okay? It is so important that we show gratitude. It is so important that we are able to document our growth. It is so important that we're able to document how far we've come in this life, okay? Me personally, I started journaling in about August of 2020, and the first time I ever journaled versus even yesterday or a few days ago since the last time I journaled, I don't journal the same way. That's because my mind has changed, my body has changed, the way I think, my soul has changed, okay? Within the amount of 2 years, I can tell you how far I've come in the amount of 2 years. If you were to ask me a specific moment in my life, I'm able to remember it much better because I was able to journal it. And now I understand what that event or whatever the situation was, I understand what it did for me and how it is benefiting me now in the present moment. Journaling allows us to discover ourselves. Journaling allows us to be vulnerable, okay? The journaling allows for the opportunity of success, all right? And as guys, especially, it is so important that if we can't be vulnerable, and not even just guys, it is so important that if we can't be vulnerable to anybody else, it is that we at least be vulnerable and show us that love, kindness, and compassion that we've always wanted to ourselves. Reason number 2 as to why you should keep a journal is remembrance. As I already said, journaling allows me and allows everybody, because this is proven fact, that journaling allows us to remember things much more fondly. Journaling allows us the opportunity to remember things much more keenly, as opposed to if we were to just leave it in our memory. As time goes on, as humans, when we think about moments that happen to us, it's being told differently every single time, okay? So let's just say I experienced 9/11, right? 9/11 would be fresh in my head 5 days from the actual event, but 5 years from the event, my brain is going to start to create false memories as a result of the lack of remembrance of that event, okay? When something is more impactful to you in the present moment, you're more likely to remember it. And if you can capture all the feelings, all the energies, all the everything that you expose yourself to within that situation, then you'll be able to remember it much more fondly. Journaling allows us the gateway to understand ourselves much better. And remembrance is very important to remembering who we were versus who we are in the present moment. Reason number 3 as to why you should keep a journal is mindfulness, okay? Mindfulness, also known as meditation, is very interchangeable, is very, very important, okay? Mindfulness allows us to body scan. Mindfulness, meditation allows us to be authentic. Mindfulness allows our fight or flight responses in our body to be lowered dramatically, and it's all through breathing. You have to realize that journaling is a form of meditation, okay? Anything could be a form of meditation, but more specifically, journaling is a form of meditation. The same way that when we meditate within the lotus pose is the same way that we can journal and become aware of being aware, okay? So if you're aware of the fact that, let's just say, you were feeling bad or you were feeling sad or down in a specific moment, the same way that you were able to document that on paper is the same way that you will be able to realize that during your meditation. Journaling allows us to be mindful of how we're thinking, okay? Journaling allows us to incorporate more positive self-talk and affirmations. Journaling allows us the opportunity of success, okay? Your brain hardwires itself to be successful or fail, okay? The only reason why you failed or succeeded in this life is because of the steps that your brain to take to see that goal. And journaling enhances the ability for us as individuals to be more successful, to open up more gateways and more opportunities of success. But don't get it twisted though. Journaling, if done incorrectly, can also allow us to be very negative. Okay, this is why it is so important that we show gratitude within our journaling, because if your mind is predicated upon negativity, if your mind is very heavily fixated on negativity, that's all it's going to know. And negativity is equated to failure. Okay, the purpose of life is for us to be able to show gratitude and conquer our self-limitations. And journaling definitely opens up the pathways in our brain and in our psyche for us to be able to conquer our inner demons. And that's a segue to tip number 4. Tip number 4, or reason number 4, as to why we should keep a journal, is gratefulness. Okay, it is so important to be grateful. You have to realize that in this life, the things that you're going through could be so much worse. Okay, and that doesn't take away from the fact that you're allowed to feel bad. No, it's okay to move out of anger sometimes. It's okay to move out of sadness sometimes. But you have to realize that there's at least a little bit something positive that comes from every single negative situation. Okay, and when we start to incorporate gratitude into our day-to-day lives, we'll start to see that our external reality will be nothing but happy, nothing but positive. Okay, you may feel negative sometimes, and that's okay, but journaling allows us the opportunity to take a negative situation and turn it positive through being grateful. I made this analogy in a previous video, but it's like asking someone for something. When you ask someone for something, you say, may I please have it? Or can I have it please? And then afterward, you say, thank you. This is showing gratitude. This is showing kindness. But if I were to snatch something from you and not be grateful for it at all, this universe or the person who I'm getting something from is not likely to want to give me any more, because I didn't show that I was even grateful for the little that I got anyway. And again, I'm not saying degrade your feelings by being grateful or having toxic positivity, because that's a very real thing. I'm not saying be toxically positive, all right? But what I am saying is that you should go through the emotions of how you're feeling from a high vibrational standpoint, okay? Me personally, I can feel sad, and I'm aware of that. I may feel sad sometimes, but I'm feeling sad from a lens of happiness, okay? I'm feeling anger. Like, I can feel angry, but still know that I'm okay, but still know that I'm happy internally, okay? And journaling has definitely made me more in tune with my emotions. And that's a perfect introduction to reason number 5. Journaling helps us get in tune with our emotional field. Emotions are just energy in motion. Everything from the quantum field onto everything that we see, which is still the quantum field, everything is just energy in motion. All right, it doesn't matter if something is high vibrational or low vibrational, it's still energy. Okay, energy moves at a specific frequency, and the faster or the happier thoughts are, the faster this frequency moves. Okay, everything down to our thoughts, the way we speak, sound, okay, physical touch, everything is energy. Everything is energy in motion. And now going back to the emotional field, journaling allows us to become aware of what we're feeling, what energy, what emotions we're putting out on a day-to-day basis. We have to realize that sometimes we can move too much out of our ego. A lot of the time we can move too much out of our higher selves. And within this life, it's very important that we come balanced in every single emotion that we're having. We're allowed to feel angry. We're allowed to feel happy. We're allowed to feel sad. We're allowed to feel, I don't know, every single emotion that there is. But you have to realize that it all comes with a balance, being balanced within the scales of my yacht, okay? You can't pour too much into one cup and not pour enough into the other cup, okay? And that's a great analogy, because water is symbolic of our emotions, that divine feminine energy. So when we pour too much or too little into one cup, we are going to be off equilibrium. We're going to be off balance. So again, in this life, it's very important that through journaling, we become aware of our emotional field and we can allow ourselves to emit the energies in motion that hardwire us as individuals, as etheric cosmic beings, to be successful. And reason number 6 as to why it is imperative that you keep a journal is vulnerability and healing. Okay, you can't heal a broken heart with force, the same way that you would unclench your fist with strength. In order to heal, you must let go. Okay? Surrendering to something is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of passion, of strength, of internal self-love. Surrendering is not submission. Okay? Surrendering is knowing that I'm able to put my energy towards something that is greater and grander for my success. Okay? And through healing, many people don't know how to set boundaries. Many people don't know how to be healthy within their mindset. Okay? And this all comes down to healing the self. From ages 1 to 7, we are most impressionable. Okay? By the time that we're 18, this is statistically proven that we've heard no or what we can't do over 100,000 times. And going back to what I said about vulnerability earlier before, a lot of the time as people, if we externalize our emotions, we're seen as bitches. Or when we externalize our pain, we're seen as weak. And that shouldn't be the case. Everybody is made to feel, okay? In this life, you're not supposed to think your emotions. You're supposed to feel your emotions, okay? And that is very lost in translation nowadays, okay? Me personally, I'm not always this masculine figure, okay? I'm not always this being who is, very strong and very aki. Sometimes I do feel weak. Sometimes I do feel sad. Sometimes I do feel feminine, okay? And that's all right, because I'm a human being with feminine and masculine parts who is designed biologically and physiologically to feel and to emote or emit all vibrations. And through healing our mind and our body, we are able to see that what we've been taught, or most times what we see on a day-to-day basis, isn't authentic to ourselves, okay? Healing is knowing thyself. And once you know thyself, nobody can mess with you in this life. And with that being said, if you want another video about how to journal, just let me know in the comments and things like that. You already know what's going on. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. You feel what I'm trying to say? Hold on. JacobGruffy on Instagram. You know what we doing. You know how we coming. But with that being said, I love myself through you. We're going to continue to rock out. We're going to continue to stay in our ideal realities. And we're going to continue to be the best person that we could be on a day-to-day basis. But with that being said, have a beautiful, bliss, productive, and successful day. I haven't said that one in a while. Peace.